Winning the Mega Millions or Powerball is such a rare event, a feat only very few achieve, but if you do, your life may not turn out quite how you might have pictured. Imagine the odds of winning the lottery, only to be hit with a devastating loss, sending you into grief or even worse. This scenario is indescribable, and it's a reality that the people in this video have faced. When you win a lot of money, a curse seems to manifest itself. Everybody suddenly wants a piece. Friends and family might become selfish and try to take advantage of you. Scammers and people you might not even know will come out of nowhere and start asking for money. And sometimes winners waste their money on parties and gambling, which can worsen things. For some previous lottery winners, winning the jackpot only made their lives worse. Today we will discuss 3 of the darkest and unsettling fates that some winners have met. Lottery winners often find themselves thrust into the spotlight, their lives changing drastically overnight. While winning the lottery is usually associated with dreams coming true for some, it has led to unforeseen challenges and tragedies and become something like a curse for these 3 people. Before we dive into the video, please remember to subscribe to the channel. If you aren't already, hit that like button and turn on post notifications so you can stay up to date on our channel. So, without further ado, let's get into the video.
Welcome to the all-new game designed to make you a winner. This is Powerball. 2, 35, 25, 41, and 42. The Powerball tonight, number 15. If we don't have a big winner tonight, that means our next Powerball jackpot will be an estimated $8 million. Good night.
Tonda Dickerson, a waitress from Florida, who at the time was in her 20s and divorced when her lottery-winning dream, or should I say, her curse, would begin. In 1999, Tonda received a Florida lottery ticket as a tip from a customer named Edward Seward. Tonda worked at the Waffle House in Grand Bay, and Edward was a regular there. He was known for frequently exchanging lottery tickets with the waitstaff who served him. Tonda's lottery tip arrived in an envelope, along with 4 other co-workers who received identical tips. She had no way of knowing then that the ticket was worth $10 million. All 5 employees opened their envelopes on the drawing day to inspect the contents. 4 of them didn't win anything, but she had a winning ticket and had become a millionaire overnight. Tonda opted for annuity payments for 30 years. She would receive $375,000 every year for the next 3 decades. Choosing a lottery annuity is often a wise decision. This allows the winner to get significant amounts of money. Furthermore, annuity payments can keep lottery winners from discretionary spending and blow through their money at the speed of light. Tonda was overjoyed. She was excited at the possibility of never having to work again to make her money. But little did she know, this would be the worst thing to happen to her. Unfortunately, her lotto win brought out the worst in those around her. Soon after winning, she became embroiled in a series of legal disputes. Relatives, co-workers, and even Edward Seward, the person who gave her the lottery ticket as a tip, filed lawsuits against her. According to her co-workers, all the Waffle House employees agreed that if they won the lottery, they would all divide the prize. Tonda, however, denied that such an arrangement had been formed. "It's like rats coming out of the woodwork," is how Tonda's attorney would describe her co-workers. She was first given a $3 million out-of-court settlement, but she declined. Later, the court ordered her to divide the millions among her co-workers. She would appeal this decision, and the Alabama Supreme Court would overturn the verdict. Tonda Dickerson had experienced the worst week of her life, and to make things even worse, Edward decided to sue that same week. He said that Tonda had promised to buy him a new vehicle if she won the lotto. Unfortunately, this lawsuit was only the beginning. When it comes to lottery winners' experiences, there are some unfortunate events. People have been robbed and killed after becoming wealthy. Thankfully, Tonda's story is not that extreme, but she by no means had it easy. Tonda divorced her husband, Stacy, in 1997. After winning the jackpot, Stacy planned to kidnap her. While in her truck, Martin lunged at her as she drove. He threatened to murder her and forced her onto a boat to a remote region in Bayou Heron. Her phone rang as all of this was going on. Stacy had agreed to let her answer the call. She reached inside her handbag, and instead of answering the call, she pulled out a revolver and shot him in the chest. Stacy would survive, and he was able to disarm her and threatened her again. She persuaded him to go to the hospital. In 1998, Tonda became entangled in a legal battle that would not only change her life, but also shed light on the systemic issues of the legal system, as well as prosecutorial misconduct. Tonda was accused of stealing a winning lottery ticket from a customer at the Cracker Barrel. Despite her adamant denial and lack of substantial evidence, she was convicted and sentenced to 5 years. The mishandling of her case not only robbed years off of her life, but also highlighted the flaws within the justice system and the importance of due process. Tonda Dickerson's story is a stark reminder of the need for accountability and transparency within law enforcement and the legal system. It underscores the importance of safeguarding the rights of all individuals, regardless of their background or circumstances. Moreover, it emphasizes the importance of ensuring that prosecutorial misconduct is met with appropriate consequences to prevent similar injustices. There is no record of Stacy getting charged for kidnapping his ex-wife. But where is Tonda Dickerson now? Unfortunately, her story does not end with the kidnapping. She was the target of the IRS for many years. The agency requested nearly $1 million in gift tax. She sued the IRS and was subsequently determined that the service was at fault. Tonda had previously paid income tax, therefore the gift tax was requested. The court determined that no such tax was payable. According to the court documents, Tonda's Florida lottery ticket was worth a fraction of its claimed value due to claims and lawsuits filed by co-workers at the Waffle House. It was then when she would be finally left alone. Tonda Dickerson's current whereabouts and lifestyle are largely unknown. Multiple media outlets sought to contact her but failed. Her social media pages suggest she works as a casino poker dealer. According to some stories, Tonda gave most of her money to family members. A large portion of it was used to start up a business. We are curious to know if this is the case. Wherever she is, we can only hope that she has finally found a way to live a quiet and serene life. Before we dive into the next story, please take a second to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. It really helps with the algorithm. Alright, let's get back into the stories. If we were to ask Billy where he thought he would be a couple years after winning, I don't believe he imagined he'd shoot himself in the chest and die just 2 years after winning the $31 million Texas jackpot. Before June 1997, Billy Bob Harrell Jr. was just another father trying to provide for his family. He worked for Home Depot in Northeast Harris County. However, he was laid off from several jobs before working there. He was 47 years old, so time wasn't really on his side, and his salary was barely enough to cover his expenses. So he was constantly thinking of ways to make more money to support his family. Bob was very devout, and his religious spirit most likely led him to believe in luck. What else is a guy supposed to do when time is against him? So, Bob would save a few bucks every Wednesday and Saturday and buy lottery tickets to try his luck. Using a computer, he chose lottery numbers based on the sequence of his children's birth dates or sometimes at random. Days would pass, but Bob's life remained the same. Finally, on June 28, 1997, all of his hard work and determination had paid off, and he won $31 million in the Texas jackpot lotto. Billy had done it. He became a millionaire overnight, and it was beyond his wildest dreams. Bob would say after winning the lotto, "I wasn't going to give up. Everyone kept telling me things will get better. I had no idea it would get this much better." He went from being a nobody to becoming the talk of the town. But what did he do with all of this money? After winning the lotto, he bought a ranch and half a dozen residences. Each family member received a new car, and their lifestyle improved considerably. Billy made significant contributions to his church and his community. If people came to Bob for financial assistance, he was always willing to offer them money. It was at this point Billy began to experience the curse. He noticed that his life was unraveling almost as quickly as it had come together. He enjoyed his job as an escape, but when co-workers, relatives, friends, other worshippers, and strangers were hounding him, combine that with his expenditures and financing becoming out of control, this was the final straw that finally shattered his already troubled marriage. On May 22, 1999, Billy barricaded himself in an upstairs bedroom of his cushy Kingwood mansion and was at the point of no return. Investigators said he stripped naked, pointed a shotgun barrel to his chest and fired. In an instant he was gone, leaving behind a shattered family torn apart by grief, regret, and the bitter legacy of his fortune. What was once a source of joy and celebration had become a burden too heavy to bear. As his loved ones grappled with the aftermath of his death, they found themselves embroiled in a bitter legal battle over the remnants of his wealth, a fortune that now seemed insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Perhaps the one particular aspect of his life and death is the jarring impact of money. It may not have created his issues, but it certainly did not fix them. In the end, Harrell's tragic story serves as a grave reminder of the destructive power of money. It may have promised a life of luxury and ease, but for Billy Bob Harrell Jr., it ultimately brought only heartache and despair. As he once confided to a financial advisor in a moment of clarity, "Winning the lottery is the worst thing that ever happened to me." The tragic story of Billy's experience highlights the profound impact that windfall wealth can have on individuals and their families. often leading to unexpected challenges such as financial mismanagement, strained relationships, and mental health struggles. One crucial lesson from Billy's story is the importance of seeking professional financial advice and planning for the long term when faced with sudden wealth. While winning the lottery can seem like a dream come true, it can quickly become a nightmare without proper guidance and preparation. Additionally, Billy's tragic fate underscores the importance of prioritizing mental and emotional well-being, as the sudden influx of wealth can exacerbate existing vulnerabilities and create new ones. Ultimately, his story reminds us of the need for compassion and support for people who find themselves thrust into the spotlight of wealth and fame. It prompts us to reevaluate our societal attitudes towards money and success, and prioritize holistic well-being over material gain. By learning from his mistakes and addressing the systemic issues surrounding sudden wealth, we can work towards creating a more equitable and sustainable future for all of us. Well, Bob's story shows us that wealth management is critical, and without it, things can be disastrous. Jack Whittaker won the Powerball prize on Christmas 2002, but his life was plagued with sorrow and suffering, and he made one mistake that led to the downfall of everything. Andrew Jackson, nicknamed Jack Whittaker, waves as he enters his leased limousine at 6th Avenue and 48th Street during a trip to New York City. After winning the $315 million Powerball prize on Christmas Day, Jack, a small-town construction tycoon from Scott Depot, West Virginia, defied the odds of a 120 million to 1 to win the largest single-ticket lottery payout ever. A guy who won a staggering $315 million in the Powerball lottery ended up facing 17 years of agony after making one mistake in a devastating story that culminated in his death. Jack Whittaker, a former construction engineer from West Virginia, won the lottery on Christmas Day, 2002. Since then, his life has been fraught with family catastrophes, including the devastating death of his granddaughter, thefts totaling hundreds of thousands of dollars, a house fire, and individuals attempting to harm him. Following his life-changing triumph, he made other blunders, but one of them resulted in the most tragic outcome. His biggest mistake was flashing his money everywhere he went, which made him and his family a target. Jack had served as president of Diversified Enterprises Construction, a contracting business in Putnam County, West Virginia, for 12 years before his lottery victory. His net worth was already more than $17 million before his recent fortune. He bought the winning Quick Pick ticket on Christmas Eve 2002 while stopping at a store in Hurricane, West Virginia, for a deli breakfast sandwich and gas for his car. He wasn't a frequent lottery player, but he would splurge and spend $100 on tickets because the prize was so large. He only played the lottery when it hit 100 million or more. The prize on Christmas Day, before taxes, was a $315 million annuity, or $170 million in cash. He chose the cash option of around $113 million after taxes. Jack donated 10% of his profits to Christian charities, notably churches linked with the Church of God in southern West Virginia. One of the benefiting groups built a multi-million-dollar church in Hurricane. He also gave $14 million to create the Jack Whittaker Foundation, a non-profit organization providing food and clothes to low-income families in rural West Virginia. Feeling a sense of generosity to the deli manager who served biscuits at the gas station where he bought the winning ticket, Jack bought her a $123,000 property, a new Jeep Grand Cherokee, and wrote her a check for $44,000. He then bought a Lamborghini and drove it around his neighborhood, tossing cash out the window. On August 5, 2003, less than a year after winning the lotto, the curse would begin to run its course when criminals broke into Jack's car while it was parked at a strip club in Cross Lanes, West Virginia. His luggage, which contained $545,000 in cash, was stolen. When questioned why he would bring that much money with him, he would say, "Because I can." On another occasion, 2 club employees, the general manager and a dancer manager who were romantically involved, were arrested and accused of attempting to put narcotics in Jack's drinks to drug and rob him. On January 25, 2004, robbers broke into his car again, this time stealing around $200,000 in cash, which was eventually recovered. On September 16, 2004, Jessie Tribble, Jack's granddaughter Brandy Bragg's on and off lover, was found dead in Jack's house in Tees Valley, West Virginia. According to the coroner's findings, he died as a result of an overdose of oxycodone, methadone, meperidine, and cocaine. Brandy Bragg, who was 17 at the time, was reported missing on December 9th and found dead in the home of a male friend on December 20th, 2004. Her body was covered in a plastic sheet and discarded behind a scrapped vehicle. Cocaine and methadone were discovered in her system, but the cause of death was classified as undetermined. No one was charged with a crime. On October 11, 2005, at a hearing related to his January 2003 DUI, a visibly shaken Jack lashed out at local law enforcement agencies for focusing on his problems while failing to arrest anyone in connection with his granddaughter's death, saying, "Go after whoever killed my granddaughter with as much zealous as these assholes who are trying to convict me of something I didn't do." Caesars Atlantic City Casino eventually sued Jack for bouncing checks totaling $1.5 million to pay gaming losses. He countersued, saying that his losses were meant to be refunded because of a slot machine he created and that they owed him money. On January 11, 2007, a civil lawsuit against Jack said that on September 11, 2006, criminals stole all of his money. According to the allegation, the criminals visited 12 City National Bank offices and cashed 12 checks. The event came to light when Jack failed to pay a lady who had previously sued him. Kitty French filed the case earlier this week, seeking court expenses and money from Jack. On July 5, 2007, Ginger Whitaker Bragg, Brandy's mother and Jack's daughter, was found dead in Daniels, West Virginia. She was 42 at the time, and her cause of death was not made public, but officials again did not suspect foul play. Jack's home in Bland County, Virginia, caught on fire at 7 in the morning on December 2, 2016. When firefighters arrived, the house was completely burned and was declared a total loss. His wife was home when the fire broke out but luckily escaped safely, and no injuries were reported. Jack claimed that the residence was not insured. One key takeaway from Jack's experience is the importance of maintaining humility and staying grounded amidst newfound fortune. Despite his initial philanthropic gestures and aspirations to use his wealth for good, his journey was marred by greed, excessive spending, and susceptibility to negative influences. This cautionary story underscores the significance of surrounding oneself with trustworthy advisors and building a strong support group to navigate the challenges of sudden wealth responsibly. Moreover, Whitaker's story serves as a reminder of the profound impact that financial windfalls can have on personal relationships and overall well-being. It highlights the need for individuals who come into significant wealth to prioritize maintaining their values, relationships, and mental health above material indulgences. Ultimately, Jack Whitaker's story prompts reflection on the true nature of wealth and happiness. It highlights the importance of humility, integrity, and self-awareness in managing newfound riches and living a fulfilling life. Jack died on June 27, 2020, at the age of 72, after a protracted illness. No additional details were made public. Jack did not spend all his money but donated a significant amount to charitable organizations. As a pious guy, he gave $15 million to establish 2 churches. He also founded the Jack Whitaker Foundation, which helps individuals pay for homes and vehicles, among other things. All anyone had to do was ask for help. So can winning a lottery make you lose everything else? What would you do if you won the lottery? Let me know down in the comments. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please check out these videos on the screen now. If you have a topic suggestion, please send it to the email in the description. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. I will see you in the next one.